right, next question here. So now this question I've received in a couple different forms, and this one again is from Instagram. Des Whitney said, oh, I have one more question. What are some tips you would offer to someone who wants to start a YouTube channel? So a couple ladies have asked me how to start a YouTube channel, what kind of camera I use, and basically what I've learned so far. So if you guys have been watching me on YouTube for a little bit, you know that I don't know what I'm doing either, and I'm figuring this out. My best tip for YouTube, for blogging, for motherhood, I don't know, all of life, my huge tip is to jump in and figure it out. A lot of times I have to get in and mess with stuff. That is so technical, isn't it? I have to get in there and push things around and see how they work. I've been wanting to do YouTube for a while, but I didn't want it to be just one more social media pressure. I wanted to really be able to share on YouTube, and as I've shared in other videos, you know, my blog exploding and just so much of life, you know, YouTube was like a funny joke. Yeah, right, one day I'll really get to it. So God has blessed my schedule and helped me in sorting priorities and things out and managing everything. So in April of 2014, I set my Nikon up on a tripod on my porch with no microphone. No, I didn't even have a tripod yet. Jaden held the camera for me like this, and it was like that a lot. So, and I just said, hey, I'm going to start trying to do a weekly vlog. And I think that several of the moms who saw that felt sorry for me, and you guys helped me out. So one of the moms who commented on one of my very first attempts at vlogging was Dana Schmoyer from the YouTube channel Schmovies. And so Dana was very encouraging to me, and we have since met Dana and Tim, and if you don't watch Schmovies, you know, go over there, check out Schmovies. But she said, hey, you know, my husband Tim kind of does a few YouTube things online, and you might want to check him out. So I went and found out who this Tim guy was, Tim Schmoyer. Well, Tim has a huge online resource called Video Creators, and Tim is a YouTube certified consultant in audience growth. Tim knows what he's talking about. So the very first thing that I tell anyone who would seriously like to jump out and start trying YouTube is head over to the Video Creators page, find Tim, and just start watching all his videos. Within all this, my son Jaden was playing around with YouTube, and so Jaden started watching a lot of Tim's videos, and together we have just been on a hey, let's learn how to do YouTube journey. Honestly, if Jaden would not have become interested in it with his Lego stop motion animation and his military history videos that he does, I don't know how far I would have got. I think it just would have been, you know, a little, oh, one day I'd like to do some YouTube. So I started in April 2014, and I got a few shaky videos out. Now I have seen people say, oh, I will never do video, I will never put myself on video, and I get it, because it's hard. I mean, it's kind of like standing naked in front of people. I mean, there is not a lot that you can do to cover things up, to make things look perfect. I mean, some people have told me they really love my videos because, you know, it's not the whole Pinterest perfect thing. I can write you an article about, you know, how to have peace in a home, or how to make an excellent slow cooker dinner. But when I show you, you're able to take in a lot more of the information and really feel like you're there. And that's why I love videos now. I really do. I had a few shaky months. Then, let me think here. I was pregnant with Daniel. I kept wanting to get more videos out. So I was trying to do like get one video out a week, get one video out a week. And then I told myself, okay, well, after I have Daniel, then I'm going to start getting out one video a week. So I got a few videos out January, I mean just a few months ago. In January, I think I got 1 or 2 out in February, and then by March, I was like, okay, if I'm gonna do YouTube, then I need to start doing it consistently. And it's the same thing with blogging. If you're starting something new, you got to throw yourself into it and again push it around and see how it works. So in March, just a few months ago, I started putting out 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Some weeks I hit all 3, some weeks I didn't, but I was trying really, really hard to hit 3 videos a week. I also took Tim Schmoyer's Video Creator Labs course, and it was a 10-week course on YouTube. I read Tim's book, on 30 Days to a Better YouTube channel, and he has some other things you can subscribe and get. So I really just became a student of Tim, and I just began to fall in love with video. I really like it. And what I love about video is, in the blogging world, sometimes, if someone has a good idea, let's just say I have a good idea. Someone likes what they see that I'm doing, and they want to recreate that and do it too. It's very easy in an article, in a title, in wording. It's very easy to become so inspired by a person that you don't even realize that, oh, I just totally copied their name and what they were doing and what they were saying. And it's easy to take on someone else's voice. It's easy to emulate what you're inspired by. And that's okay. But as a creator, you have to be able to separate where your inspiration comes from to then just totally taking someone else's creativity. I don't know how else to communicate that effectively. There's nothing new under the sun. I know that, and I've said that. But then there are instances where you've seen someone who's successful and you're like, I'm not just taking best practices, I'm just cutting and pasting. And the cutting and pasting that happens in the blogging world, it makes me weary. And I get to the point where I feel like I can't even share or write an article because I just know there's some cut and pasters out there. And I try not to look, and I try not to pay attention to it, and it is silly drama, and the Lord helps me with it, but my heart is to really share and encourage. And so if I turn on a video to share and encourage, and someone else watches my video, and that makes them want to share and encourage too, if they turn on their camera to share and encourage with other moms or other dads or make a recipe or whatever, because we live different lives, their videos will be completely different than mine. Even if they're inspired by my videos, even if they say, oh, Jamerrill's doing a video on how to make a YouTube channel, I'm going to do a video on how to do a YouTube channel. They can do it, but it's going to be different, and you can't cut and paste. So that's what I like about YouTube. If you've been in the blogging world some, or the online business world, after a few years, some of those antics do become exhausting. You all may not even want to hear about that. So that's why I love video, because I can just turn on the camera and I can share my heart. And hey, if someone else gets inspired and wants to turn on the camera and share their heart, they can go for it, because it's going to be different. And I think what I like about it is I feel like I'm allowed to keep my creativity. If someone cut and paste something that I'm doing online, article-wise, website-wise, idea-wise, intellectual property-wise, I do feel that hit. It wears me out, because I worked so hard to create that, and then that other person just cut and pasted it. So of course they're going to be successful, because they just cut and pasted it. So my tips for starting a YouTube channel are to find Tim Schmoyer on Video Creators, get Tim's book on 30 Days to a Better YouTube channel, watch all of Tim's videos. Also, Daryl Eves is another great expert YouTuber, and he manages the Piano Guys channel, and they have, 6 or 7 million subscribers. So if you want to know best practices, I do not have all the best YouTube practices in place, but I'm aware of what a lot of them are, and slowly over time I'll be able to implement them. I'm doing YouTube because it's fun and because my heart is an encourager, and if I can turn my camera on in my daily life and you be encouraged by anything I have to say, by something silly the kids do, by my grocery shopping antics, that encourages me, that it's touching lives of other moms out there, and that is my heart ultimately. So for YouTube, for vlogging, right now I'm using a GoPro Hero 4, and it is so small I can't show you because I'm videoing on it, but it's, let me measure. It's about that big, and it's a little wide to keep in my pocket, but if we're out grocery shopping or whatever, I can. The mic is not the best on it. If you are an audio expert, I'm sure you can tell. And so some things I can't do it all right now. There are other microphones that Jaden is looking into. He's researching which microphone would be the best. We also have a nice DSLR Nikon camera that I've done some filming on, but for this kind of like sitting and talking at my back table vlogging stuff, it's very bulky. I also got, I'm trying to think, it's a Canon, so it's not a handy cam, but it's a little Canon recorder with a flip screen, and I've used that too. But again, it's bigger. I mean, it's like a mini camcorder in my hand. I've used that too. But so far, I'm absolutely loving this little GoPro thing. So my total novice tips for getting started in YouTube is, get your channel started, get some kind of a camera that you're going to record on, start going to the Tim Schmoyer School of YouTube, known as Video Creators. I probably had a year of gentle research and conversation about it until I really started jumping out and doing this consistently about 4 or 5 months ago. And I am totally loving it. I'm encouraged to see that you guys say that you're encouraged too. That's my heart. That's awesome. And because I can't always communicate effectively all the encouragement that is in my heart for other things I do online, this gives me a really nice outlet to do that. And as long as you guys like the day in the life of videos and the real quick snippets, I can do it. If you guys, if all you would ever want to see is me in the almost peace and quiet sitting out at my picnic table doing Q&As, I can't do these all the time. I'm only able to do these right now because the kids are on a trip to the farm right now. And these take time that I know that if the kids were home, there would be no way I could sit here and chat it up about how to start a YouTube channel. But I'm going to do these as I'm able. And I might be able to start doing a couple Q&As at the end of a couple videos each week. We'll just totally see how that goes. So let's see. I was asked about editing software. Right now I'm using iMovie. I did have to get a MacBook for my business. Let's see. Earlier this winter I had to get one. And my PC laptop has almost 4 years on it now, and I just know it's going to go. So I wanted to make the move to Mac. You do not have to have a Mac to go to YouTube. It's just what I have. So I use iMovie on my Mac. Now, we also have Premiere Elements and Premiere Pro. Jaden is doing 2 courses. He's not doing them right now at this minute this summer, but he started courses for them through a site called lynda.com. Lynda.com is excellent. Any kind of editing software that you need to learn, the membership is $25 a month. And so Jaden's doing both of the Premiere Elements and the Premiere Pro courses. Premiere Elements is the mid-level software, and then Premiere Pro is the higher software. A lot of the YouTubers that have very professional channels and their videos are flawless, like the Blimey Cow guys, they use Premiere Pro. There's also a podcast that Jaden and I have listened to for over a year. So if you want to know what my older son Jaden and I do together as a hobby, we do YouTube and we learn about YouTube stuff. So there's a podcast by the Blimey Cow guys. Now, if you guys don't know Blimey Cow, and especially if you're a homeschooler, go check them out. We've met these guys a couple times, and they are homeschool graduates, college graduates, and they have a fantastic YouTube channel that we watch every week. So the Blimey Cow guys, Josh Blimey Cow, Josh, and then also Kevin McQuarrie, and his YouTube channel is called Say Goodnight Kevin. So they have a podcast called The Inner Tube, and they go through and they answer YouTube Q&A questions every week on their podcast. And Jaden usually listens to their podcast while he folds laundry, and I'll listen to it with him at some point too. So Jaden got to meet his heroes when the Blimey Cow guys were at the Teach 'em Diligently convention in Nashville. He was just, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got autographs. So they are excellent to get YouTube tips also. So I hope that helps a little bit. Let's see. Another editing software is Movie Maker on Windows. It's very basic, but a lot of times that's what Jaden uses for his videos. And again, I use iMovie. I hope to move on to some more advanced software as we learn more. It's just, again, it's a learning process. I know that later I'm going to look back at these videos and probably cringe, but it's fine. It's fine as long as you guys don't mind learning along with me. If I go back to some of my older videos, I'm embarrassed, but it's like that in blogging, and it's like that in a lot of things. It's a growth process. So my big tips are start. Okay, so now I'm going to give you book recommendations. There's an author named Jon Acuff. Jon Acuff has an excellent book called Start. I read it, it applied to blogging, but the book is for anything that you want to do. You have to start. And also Michael Hyatt's book called Platform is another excellent one. whatever it is that God has laid on your heart to do in this world of technology, you need to read Platform, and then you need to read John Acuff's book, Start. Both of those are excellent. So yes, even for doing YouTube, I suggest you read Start, you read Platform, get yourself some kind of camera, start a YouTube channel. Go ahead and start your other social media outlets if you don't already. Start Facebook, start Pinterest, start Twitter, start Instagram. I mean, you probably have all of those, but go ahead and start, even if you feel like no one's listening. I have a lot of times where I feel like no one's listening, and I just throw stuff out there anyway. And then sometimes it sticks to people, and sometimes it doesn't. So this is the Jamerrill Stewart School of YouTube. I hope that helped you guys who want to know about starting a YouTube channel. Oh, one last tip. I remember another one. Go through YouTube and find some channels that you really like, some of your favorite YouTubers, and watch them. Watch their videos. And again, we're not doing copycats. It's okay to be inspired. It's okay to get ideas. It's okay to see what works for other people, but you make sure that you are an original and don't ever try to be anybody else. Be you. There's that one quote about and I can't tell you who said it, you can tell me in the comments, but to be yourself because everybody is already taken, and that is so true. So on YouTube, I mean, you can go ahead and start a channel where you're going to encourage moms in motherhood, homeschooling, and family life like I do, and your channel will be completely different than mine because it's based on your personality, and I think that's part of the beautiful thing of YouTube. So as a weary blogger, that is where I'm super inspired with YouTube, and I hope that you are inspired with it too, and I hope that helps some of you mamas who'd like to know some of what I've learned about how to start a YouTube channel. I'll talk to you guys later. I'll chat it up in those comments. Bye.